Alrighty, are women allowed to be pastors or elders of a local church? Now, this is something that I get a lot from people say, oh, but women can be pastors and preachers and stuff. Now, I'm going to go over some things, and even according to what the Bible says as well. So stay tuned and watch this full video so that you may understand. And so, of the local church, men should be in front of the local church preaching, not women, right? In which this is true. And like I said, I'm just seeking to be faithful to what the Bible says, and we know 100% that both men and women are made of the image of God equally, in which that's true, valuable in worth, value, and dignity. And if the Bible says women cannot do a certain thing, it's not because they're less than men, just like men cannot give birth to children as much as they may want to pretend. And so I'm going to pull up some verses in just a few seconds as well. And so, like I said, men cannot give birth to children as much as they may want to pretend. And that's true because people do that as well. And so, since they want to pretend that they can become a woman and give birth to a child, they are kidding themselves. And that is true. They are kidding themselves because you can't. Only women can give birth. And so see right there, God is giving men and women two different roles. Men cannot give birth. Women can give birth. And so that's what I'm saying. And they shouldn't be doing that. And the Bible never says, right, men and women are less. God just gives women and men different roles. And now we're going to give you a little verse in just a second. Timothy 2, verse 13, and it also goes through 14 as well. For Adam was formed first than Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became a transgressor, right? 1 Timothy 2, verse 11, and also through 12 as well. Let a woman learn quietly with all submissiveness. I do not permit a woman to teach or to exercise authority over a man. Rather, she is to remain quiet. Why? Because it's in the same way of this. An example again. Men may want to pretend to give birth to a child, right? Which we know that's impossible. It can't happen because God did not allow it to happen. Only women. And so God allowed that. It's like a line basically, right? God chose. He put a line, so men and women, and he cut that line in half. Women go onto this side, and men go on this side, and God's like, you know what? This is women, and this is men. And so the women on this side are allowed to have children, right? They're allowed to become pregnant, right? Men, on the other hand, they cannot. And so it's the same way of this. God is giving women and men different roles, right? Women, they could have children. They could give birth to a child. Men, they cannot, right? And so it's the same way with this. God is giving this a role for men, a higher role. Women still have a higher role as well. They're not less. Just because a man or a woman could do this. So when women give birth, is that better than men? Of course not. That's not what the Bible teaches. The Bible simply teaches that men and women are not less at all whatsoever, right? And so God just gives you different roles. And like in the same way with right here, God has given women a role where women cannot teach in front of a local church. Now, I would say this, women, they can teach in front of a youth group in front of children, but they cannot be pastors whatsoever. But men can, so God gives you different roles. So hopefully this video helps.